Hello everyone and welcome to episode number 7 this is of my F1 22 MyTeam career mode here with IY Racing. If you didn't miss the last episode for the British Grand Prix, make sure to go check that one out. We're actually at acclaim level 10 now, so we can add a second secondary sponsor. It took me a while to suss that out. So we're just going to have a quick flick through, see what there is. A lot of these are asking for like points finishers and stuff, and even though we have had a couple of points finishers recently, I don't think it's something we can do consistently at this point with the car we've got. So just having a quick flick through and a quick read through, but I'm kind of torn between these two. So we've got Zigzag, where all you got to do is complete 30 laps, which is pretty much guaranteed. So with the weekly income on top of the goal bonus, you're looking at about 155k, I think that is. So that could be a good one. The other one that I was looking at, I think was it Highland? I think it was. Overtake 5 different drivers. Well, that's easy enough, just passing them in the pits basically. But I think we're going to go with Zigzag. I think it just gives you a little bit more cash, and we're definitely guaranteed to do 30 laps between us. Going back to column 1 for practice, I did take a new engine into Silverstone. So yeah, we just need to make sure we keep on top of that. In terms of R&D, I think we have a couple of upgrades on the way. We have a rear downforce upgrade coming in, and we actually have one on the chassis as well. So we have some resource points. We can get another engine power upgrade, and if you look on the chart there, his engine isn't actually that bad. We're not doing bad, so we've definitely got on top of the engine, or as best we can. We also have a few extra points, so I'll go ahead and get a durability upgrade. We might as well get those while we can as well. We can't really afford to upgrade any facilities, but I don't want to at this point anyway. I want to save up to make sure we can afford our teammate. His contract renewal will be coming up, I think, either next episode or maybe the episode after. So yeah, we'll see how much we've got after that. But we can go ahead and advance the time. And we have one of these events, so the head of durability stated their opinion on where we should take our development next. They brought some good points, but it goes against your recent on-track feedback. That guy probably knows more than me, so we'll go with what his engineer says. It's important to trust the engineers. And with that, we can go to our first sprint race, actually, this is in this career. So let's go into qualifying. So this was my qualifying lap at the end. I actually went for back-to-back consecutive laps here because we put enough fuel in for, I think it was 3 laps is a minimum amount of fuel. So we might as well go back-to-back and see if that little bit less weight outweighs the tyre delta. We'll see as we gain quite a lot of time on corner entry. But we kind of lose it all in the mid-corner and then gain a little bit back on the exit, so we're a tenth up as we come into this right-hander. I do quite enjoy this circuit, actually. The difficulty, the AI difficulty, I've left it the same as what it was at Silverstone. I'm not as good at the Red Bull Ring as I am at Silverstone, but yeah, I just want to, I want that challenge. I think overall I haven't had the AI as high as where my skill level is, so I'm still trying to figure out whereabouts I sit with the AI. But anyway, we're coming to the last corner then, and it's we lose a little bit of time actually through there, but we're still up by about 10th and a half, and we'll see where that puts us in the end. And we're not in the top 14, so it's not looking good. We're right down in P19, just in front of his teammate and a Williams and an Aston Martin there, so yeah, I think this difficulty does reflect about where we are, just 2 tenths ahead of his teammate, so that seems about right. But with that, let's go into the sprint race. So here we are then on the grid for our very first sprint race in this career mode, and it's lights out and away we go. And we actually get offered if we want a tutorial. I think I know what I'm doing, or maybe not, as we have a horrendous start and go right to the back of the grid. We go off track a little bit there to try and avoid Lance Stroll, but there we are, right at the back of the grid. Not ideal, as we charge then up the second straight and into turn 3. That isn't really a turn, or turn 2, sorry, that isn't really a turn. This is turn 3, that is actually a turn, and we actually sneak past a couple of cars there. The FIA haven't said that it's an illegal overtake, so maybe they weren't looking, but we'll take it. As we go side by side with Albon, it looks like he's got a little bit of his, a bit of a chunk out of his front wing there. As we go kind of around the outside and try and get this move to stick. He's going to have a bit more traction off the corner. We just kind of push his nose in there and get past Albon. So yeah, we go towards the end of the lap. On to lap 2, we're side by side with his teammate Vips as he kind of hops over the curb there, and we actually get a mega exit compared to Vips. So we're going to go past him, back to P19, back to where we started again. And he's actually still got his nose in, so we have to be careful, but we turn defence into attack and have a little look up the inside of Guan Yu Zhou, but he's going to have the outside line, so he's going to have a much better exit out of that corner. But we're going to tuck into the slipstream. We've got Vips having a look as well. We're going to go right the way to the inside, and we just make a bit of contact with Guan Yu Zhou there, and we've got a little bit of wing damage ourselves. It's only minor, so I think we should be able to drive through it. A little bit of understeer going into that left-hander, but I think we're going to be okay. That was a bit of awkward contact there. I went a little bit deep into the corner as Zhou turned in, so kind of my fault, but we continue on, making a bit of a move on Latifi from a million miles away. But once again, he's got that outside line, he's got that better run, but we have DRS and using a bit of VRS, feint to the right, go to the left, see if we can get a move around the outside or go for the switchback, but no, Latifi just parks it on the apex there. So good defence to Latifi, fair play to him. But we're going to carry on then on to lap 4, see if we can get a move on him here as we're in the slipstream. Once again, feint to the right, go to the left. I want the outside line this time because you get a much better exit out the corner when you're on the outside line. So yeah, I really wanted the outside there, and as you can see, that's worked to peach. And yeah, DRS open, and we've got Bottas and Magnussen there having a bit of a scrap. So maybe we can get onto the back of them in this sprint race. And it only takes us a couple of laps. The end of lap 4 actually, the end of the very same lap. Again, feint to the right, go to the left. Bottas goes deep into the corner where you get a beautiful switchback. And I have to say I was pretty impressed with myself for that move. And yeah, there's engineer lights that as well. So very good. I enjoyed making that move. But we carry on then, we go chasing after Magnussen as we make a bit of a mistake in that corner, but we're okay. Latifi and Bottas fighting now, and we're right up the back of Magnussen. Same thing, we feint to the right, go to the left. Magnussen goes deep, hops the curb, and we just get the much better exit. So that move into T1, that's kind of my thing this race, it would seem. Working out really nice for us. He kind of tricked the AI, but speaking of Magnussen, he comes right back at us on lap 8. And just breezes past us with the DRS there on the straight. So not much we could do about that. But we'll carry on chasing him down. And this is the end of lap 8, on to lap 9. He's not going to fall for the same thing again, is he? Yes, he is. He goes to the inside to defend, hops the curb. He does get a bit of a better exit this time, but we get an even better exit. And we're just going to squeeze his way past Magnussen. And we can go and chase after his teammate Schumacher, but Magnussen is going to come back at us a little bit. I kind of go a little bit wide there on purpose, and we managed to squeeze him out, and we can go chasing after Mick Schumacher. Not many laps left though, so if we're going to get a move done, we're going to have to get it done pretty sharpish. But we carry on, and the lap 9, the end of lap 9 this is, so the end of that very same lap. Getting quite overcast, there was some rain forecast, but yeah, we come on into T1 once again, get him to go defensive, we go to the outside, and we just go for the switchback. Works every time. I love that move. That is very much becoming our signature Red Bull Ring move there, and yeah, it's a pretty fun one to make. But anyway, we carry on then. Only 2 laps left in this race, and we've got 2 very angry Haas cars behind us, so we're going to have to get a bit of a shift on as we come on to the last lap this is, and we hop over the curb there on turn 3, and that's really going to invite Magnussen once again, gets the DRS open and just breezes past us, and there's not really much we can do about that. We go to the outside, but yeah, he's pretty much ahead of us. There's nothing we can do there. So on the last lap we actually lose out on a position and get demoted to P15, and that's where we're going to be starting the Grand Prix from, as we just follow Magnussen through these last couple of corners. We are a bit quicker than him actually through this last sector. Maybe I think I'm running maybe a little bit more downforce than the AI. Even so, I'm running a pretty low downforce setup. But anyway, we come through the last corner. We're right on his tail, but we're just not quite close enough, and it is going to be P15 for the start of the Grand Prix. So yeah, let's go to the Sunday.
Good afternoon and welcome to Spielberg, and to a circuit that in one form or another has held every Austrian Grand Prix in the championship except the very first back in 1964. It was at this race that John Watson lost a bet and his beard when he took Team Penske's only F1 victory in 1976. If anything, the stakes are even higher today, with 25 points available for victory and a crucial advantage in the championship fight. It's one of the shortest laps on the calendar today then, with 7 rights and just 3 lefts, making up the 10 corners of this high-speed circuit. Turn 2 is barely a corner at all. They'll be flat out through there, a left-hand kink into the uphill braking zone of turn 3. Turns 1, 3 and 4 are all potential opportunities to overtake. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. A fantastic effort from Charles Leclerc yesterday, and it's put him on pole. And Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Sainz, Perez, and Sir Lewis Hamilton, and Norris, Gasly, Ricciardo, Fernando Alonso, and Yuki Tsunoda, Ocon, Russell, Sebastian Vettel, Evans, Joe, Albon, Lance Stroll, and Nicholas Latifi, Yuri Vips, Bottas, Mick Schumacher, and Kevin Magnussen fills the last spot on the grid. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
Alright, strategy-wise for this Grand Prix, it is just going to be the one stop. We used as other set of mediums in the sprint, but we're going to do what we've been doing the past couple of races, start on the hards and go to the mediums. It seems to have worked out for us, and we'll soon find out then, as it's lights out and away we go for the Austrian Grand Prix here in Spielberg, and I'm off to an absolute shocker of a start once again. I can't seem to get these starts right at all, as teammate goes round the outside, but he just gets caught up on that curb a little bit, and that's going to upset his exit. So yeah, we have gone backwards a few positions, starting on the grid on P14 I think that was, with Magnussen's penalty, so his last lap overtake in the sprint didn't really mean anything. But we're side by side with Lance Stroll then as we come out of turn 3, and we're going to see if we can get the move done on him. As side by side into this next corner, he just pulls ahead of us, and he actually sends it down the inside of Albon and I think Zhou Guanyu, so pretty decent move by him. We get a bit slowed down by that, and there's Mick Schumacher just sneaks up the inside, so very clever driving by Schumacher there. But we're going to see if we can catch back up to him. It takes us a couple of laps. This is lap 3 we're on now. We're just trying to kind of keep in touch with everyone, obviously being on the softer tyres, but we make a little bit of a late lunge on him there. That was a very late and risky move, but it was just so slow going into the corner. So we managed to get the move done on Schumacher. We'll see if we can chase after Albon now, if we can pull ahead of Schumacher. He were right in his mirrors there. We just get a bit of oversteer coming off that curb, but nothing catastrophic, as he kind of has a look up the inside there. I went a little bit wide, a bit of understeer, but we managed to hold on as we go up the hill then. And again, a little bit of a wiggle on the rear end, so the car not exactly planted with this low downforce setup. But we go for this move once again. Fake to the inside. He goes over the curb, and we get the power down a lot earlier, and we just fly past him. That is very much becoming the signature Jordan move there at T1. I'm absolutely loving it. But we get on to the back of Zhou Guanyu and Lance Stroll, as we have a bit of a moment over that curb. So Stroll up quite a few positions there. He did get the Alfa Romeo of Zhou Guanyu in the end, but we're going to go chasing after them. But we've still got his mirrors full of Williams, of Albon that is. So he's kind of sticking with us, as we're struggling a bit for pace on these harder tyres. Just trying to park it on the apex there, not really giving him anywhere to go. As we come through this last sector then, it does seem that I'm a little bit quicker around here, so even with my low downforce setup, I think the AI are even lower. But we do manage to catch up to Guanyu, Zhou and Stroll as they're battling, but yeah, just a bit awkward there. I didn't quite commit to that move, and I'm glad I didn't, because Zhou just turned right in, and that'd be goodbye front wing if we did that. Now Albon comes back at us a little bit, but we're a little bit later on the brakes, and yeah, we managed to just keep it ahead of Albon for the time being. But we're going to carry on then. He's right in his mirrors, and yeah, once again we come into sector 3 and we managed to pull away a little bit, and yeah, actually gained some time on Guanyu Zhou. I think he's got just a bit of dirty air from Stroll, which obviously that's not really going to help him that much. But we come on to the next lap then, lap 8 on to lap 9, and we've got the DRS wide open, once again getting Zhou to go defensive into this corner, and this time he doesn't go deep, so we're just going to go around the outside instead. I absolutely love that T1 overtake. We've done it a switchback, we've gone round the outside. I don't think we've done one up the inside yet, but we'll probably have a go at that before the end of the race, just to make sure we've done all the available overtaking options into T1. But we'll carry on then, on to lap 12, on the back of Lance Stroll now. Slowly but surely chipping his way through this field. We're in P14, so back where we started, and well, yeah, we're going to charge into T1 then. And Stroll this time is not going to go defensive, he's not falling for the trick. That's alright, we'll just go up the inside then. There we go. Pretty much every overtake you can do at T1, we've done it. We're having an absolute blast out here, as we're up into P13 then. A much bigger gap to Vettel though. And yeah, we're on lap 16. A few of the guys starting to pit in now. So we'll see what happens after the pit stop shuffle, and we'll see where we end up. But this were kind of awkward as we come on to lap 17. Obviously we're going a little bit longer than everyone else as we're on the hards, and then we just come out in front of Hamilton, and that's not really what I wanted, so I brake a little bit early and kind of just let Hamilton go through, and a little bit of oversteer on the exit for good measure as well there. But yeah, it's actually a couple of laps time then we're gonna come in on lap 20. We're up in P5, obviously everyone else making their pit stops, but we'll see where we come out. We were kind of in an Aston Martin sandwich between Lance Stroll and Sebastian Vettel, so we'll see where we come out. We're going to be on the medium tyres, so we're gonna have the pace advantage, you would have thought, when we exit the pits and go on to the next laps. But it's a decent enough pit stop, 2.3 seconds, about as good as it gets for our team. We actually have Sainz in the mix, so I'm not sure what happened to him. Maybe he had a spin or something. But we do come out ahead of Stroll and behind Vettel, about 5.5 seconds behind Vettel. So I think we're about where we were. Lap 27 then, we're pretty quiet up until this point. We're slowly chipping the time away at him, a little bit of a bonk as he goes defensive, and once again into T1. We actually go around the outside this time, but it gives us a little bit of a love tap on the way through, and we've actually picked up a bit of damage. I'm not sure what it is that's damaged, We also have a worn engine component as well, so down on power a little bit perhaps. But Vettel's still right on his tail. I'm going to ask my engineer what's actually up with the car. So it's the underbody, so we might, I think that might be like the diffuser in the Venturi tunnels, but Vettel absolutely sends it, and he locks up, so we just casually, get the switch back. So yeah, Vettel may be a bit unhappy with his contacts, and yeah, he just absolutely sent it, but I think I gave him enough space around that corner. But yeah, that was pretty much the race. A bit of a slow burner. Not much really happened, but we had a lot of fun with some overtakes. And that's us in P12 we finished then. So not in the points, but yeah, I'm happy enough with that.
That's it then for another spectacular Grand Prix here in Austria. And a truly magnificent drive to hang on and take the win. Anthony, tell me, what was it that helped them achieve this success?
Well, I honestly feel it was down to the driver and car today. I mean, we can talk driver skill all day, but if you don't have a solid team to back that, you're never going to get anywhere. When you hit that sweet spot of having both an excellent driver and an incredible car, that's when you see results like those we witnessed today.
Here come today's winners. The team at Red Bull have done a phenomenal job recently, and it's clear to see that they've put in the work, and they should be so proud of the victory they've secured here.
So another win for Max Verstappen with Charles Leclerc in second. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the championship is playing out. We'll have a look at that in just a little bit. A little bit of a shorter episode today because some complete idiot forgot to save the race replay. So all I had was the highlights, and the highlights in this game aren't the best. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video nonetheless. Let's go and have a look, see what the championship looks like. As we're just going to go and have a look at the standings then. I think it is Verstappen who still leads, only by 19 points though. Obviously Leclerc, he had that one DNF that cost him a lot, but he's been right up there on the podium if he's not winning. So yeah, it's still a pretty close battle between those two. We're down in P12 actually with 8 points from the previous two races, so pretty happy with that. I'm not sure if we're going to be getting any more points. We're in P7 in the Constructors as well, so pretty good going. But anyway, if you did enjoy it, you know which buttons to click. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.